Hi, I'm Kim, and welcome to Fashion Sense. For the past 3 years, we have been enamored with First Lady Michelle Obama's arms. And that's fine in the wintertime when our arms are all covered up. But when it starts to get warm out and we're ready to get into those sleeveless and backless shirts and dresses, then it's time to stop admiring and start emulating. So I thought I would get us help from none other than First Lady Michelle Obama's trainer, Cornell McClellan. Hey Cornell, thanks for joining us at FashionSense.tv.
Well, thanks for having me, Kim. I'm glad to be here.
Well, thank you. I've told them already that you are the trainer for First Lady Obama, but I didn't tell them about your other VIP client.
And who might that be?
Me!
Oh, you're right. You're right. You are my VIP client.
And so today, I know you're going to give us tips for getting fabulous arms and back and all ready for those spring and summer dresses.
Well, whatever I can do to be of help. So we're thinking about what would I do if I was at home and I didn't have time to run out to the gym. Maybe I have no gym membership. So are there some moves that I could do at home? And if I don't have a lot of equipment, maybe I just have a pair of dumbbells, maybe I just have some soup cans that I can use. Okay. So we're going to do a bent over row, and then we'll do a deadlift upright row, and then we'll do a pullover. But again, these are simple movements that you could do with the ball, you could do with the bench, you can actually do them on the floor. So they're just some things that we're going to make very simple.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay.
Let's get started.
All right, we'll do that. So next we're going to do some bent over rows, and we'll do bent over rows. It's again one of the foundation of back movements where you kind of holding your back in a parallel position, you're bent over and your back is going to be parallel to the floor, but it's real important to make sure the spine is in alignment and that your neck and your back and stuff is straight. You want to be very focused about making sure that the back is you're not bending from the lower back, because we don't want to overstress that area. So it's really important to soften the knees and to make sure you stabilize so that your hips will help to sustain the lower back muscles. And then we're going to do, again, from the bent over row, we'll do some rows. And what that will do is strengthen the upper body muscles and give all those little tiny muscles in the back that women love when they have their back out and stuff, and in the bikini or back out dresses and things like that. Then next, we will go to the deadlift upright. And again, that's going to work the upper back muscles, and it will also work your shoulders. But it will also, because it's a deadlift movement, it will come from a squat. So you're going to actually work your legs, your lower back, then your upper back, and your shoulders. And so that's why I think that's a great move. It's very easy to do because it's very limited in terms of equipment needed, but yet you get so many muscles affected by doing that motion. The last one we'll do is just kind of focusing on the lats. And so we're going to do a pullover. And we're going to actually usually use a ball or something, or a bench, and you're laying out. What I love about the ball is using the ball makes you use more muscles, because doing this on the ball, you now have to stabilize yourself. You can't just kind of lay on a bench like you could and take a nap. The ball won't allow that. So by using the ball, you now have to use your glutes too. You have to use your glutes and your legs and the core to stabilize you. And then at the same time, now we get to pull the weight over, and you're going to work those lats that we talked about. So that will be the third motion that we'll do, or the third exercise we'll do for the back. Well, Kim, now we're going to work some arms. And we're always talking about arms, and I love working arms anyway. We're going to work your triceps, and then we'll work your biceps. So we'll kind of do a combination. But I do want to do what I love to do. Sometimes I love to superset. And what that means is that we're going to do two different movements for the same muscle. And we'll do one right behind the other without any rest. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we call a skull crusher. We'll go right behind that, and then we'll do a standing overhead dumbbell extension. And then we'll kind of do some shaping stuff. Next, we'll do a bent over tricep kickback. Next, we'll do biceps, okay, which is the front of the arm. So what we'll do from there is we'll do some elbow shifting or rotation. And next, we'll do the hammer curls. What we're going to do is we're going to do what we call a skull crusher. And that's going to work your triceps, the back of the arms. And I'm going to ask, again, we'll use the ball like we've done in some of the other movements, because we love using that because it gets so many more of the other muscles involved. So we're going to lay on the ball and do a skull crusher where the weight is actually going towards the forehead, and that's why people generally call it a skull crusher, because if you're not paying attention to what you can do, hickey on the head. So we'll do that, and we'll do a few sets of that motion. We'll go right behind that, and then we'll do a standing overhead dumbbell extension. And we love that because that's a motion that will hit all three heads of the triceps, and that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're working that the complete 3 heads of the tricep. So that'll be an overhead dumbbell extension. That'll be the second motion. And then we'll kind of do some shaping stuff. Next, we'll do a bent over tricep kickback. And that's kind of when you set yourself up kind of like we did for the bent over row when we were working the back. You'll be in that same position, but now you'll be using a different part of the body to not only stabilize, but we'll use kind of what we call single joint motion, where you'll be coming from the elbow joint. So when you work in the arms, we want to think single joint anyway. When you work in the triceps or the biceps, it's like you lock your shoulder in position, and then you just fire from the elbow. So you kind of extend and retract from the elbow. And so that's what we're going to do. Next, we'll do biceps, okay, which is the front of the arm. So what we'll do from there is we'll do some elbow shifting or rotations. So where we have the elbows in and then have the elbows out. And from doing that, we'll hit both heads of the bicep. And next, we'll do the hammer curls, like hammer curls, because it almost mimics using a hammer. But what's so great about that is that now you get a chance to really get some forearm work in there as well as working the bicep head. So we'll kind of combine those 3 movements together, and you'll get, I think, a good bicep workout.
Now remember, Mrs. Obama didn't get those arms overnight. So please stay patient and consistent. You'll start seeing results soon. And if your body isn't motivation enough, remember what her arms look like. Now, before you get started, friend me up on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and leave a comment on the blog. I'd love to know how your workout is going to get your arms and back sexy for the summer. Makes sense?